rerun for all the people who will inevitably come to me and say things like, but I don't have Cloud of Darkness, I don't have Bartz, I don't have... Fear not! I'm coming at you with some new shit! All 3 new characters that I didn't use last time. Except for that twins friend, I used one of those last time. I was actually looking for a Cloud of Darkness friend, but then Kazel's twins popped up, and I couldn't say no to Kazel. So here we are. One thing I've seen from people all day is about these mankins and about how lethal they are. Because they are, if you let them act. That Warrior of Light and that Pinello, they will just come at you with their LDs. That's what they're ready to do. And they hurt bad. So you could get around it with maybe some Last Stand or something like that. Or you could just prevent them from getting a turn at all. So that's why we targeted that Pinello when Zidane used Grand Lethal, because it's gonna do the same amount of damage to everybody anyway. We might as well just get a delete off, because without Cloud of Darkness here doing the follow-up, it's gonna take a little bit longer to get core set up and to get these things dead. But we're gonna be alright. We'll just pace ourselves just a little bit. By the way, remember Core? Core is still very good. I haven't used him since, when did I use him last? I think it was Gentle Giant, the Gators, was the last time I used him. I don't remember. I think I used him there. I don't remember. But regardless, he's still a very good character. I think we on Global tend to forget how good of a gift he was, and still is, now that LUFENIA Plus is here. He still works really well in a lot of comps. Mainly turn hoggers, which Zidane is. They can be a little uncomfortable together because you want Zidane to get breaks so that he can get a free turn afterwards. One good strategy with him is to utilize Mug when your enemies have Brave, so that way, since Mug is free, he can break him for free and then just go again for free. So he just gets 2 actions that cost nothing. But if Core is linked with him, Core's gonna just break him first before Zidane's Mug works. So we didn't really utilize that here, but it didn't matter. I wasn't as concerned with turn count this time around. I just wanted to bring another comp that works. And this one definitely works. Setzer was here simply to apply fixed dice. Zidane's going to burn right through it, but for Core it'll be up for quite a while. Stacking that with the Twins Burst effect, we're in very good shape. And I don't know if I can ever go back to not having a Sid Reigns call on the person I'm bursting with. Unless Sid's on the team, then, you know, I'm kind of shit out of luck there. But if he's not, yeah, I don't see using any other call on my burst character than the Sid Reigns call. To just get launches in every turn of your burst, yes, please. Who's gonna say no to that? Speaking of bursts, it's time. We're ready. Let's go. Oh, I should have brought this up when I was talking about the Mankins and how lethal they are. Arciella, a lot of people are using her to just silence them because she just shuts those guys down. They can't do anything with Arciella on the team. So if that's what you're struggling with, if you're having trouble just rushing them down to the point where they don't get a turn, bring Arciella and silence them and you will be in much better shape. You won't have to worry about them, like, at all. They can't do shit with Arciella on the field, so food for thought if you're struggling. Agrius, too, same idea. Confuse or paralyze them. Something else I haven't brought up before. This orb of hers is only up for the first half of the fight. So after you get her down to 49, you don't have to worry about that orb anymore. So that's pretty cool. You really can kind of just bum rush them in the beginning if you want to and just get rid of the orb and not really worry about it. That's very different compared to a lot of other LUFENIA Plus and just LUFENIA fights. Usually the orb is, you know, the same threshold. We're kind of used to navigating how that works. Usually it's like the 80, 90, wow, not 80, 90, oh my god, counting. 80, 50, 30, you know, things like that. With some variations here and there, but it's usually how it goes, but not this time. So look, 46, orb gone, and now we don't have to worry about that anymore. So that means we can just summon and destroy them. This feels oddly familiar. Darn it. Fun fact, what she just said in Japanese, allow me to translate. She said, I'm getting my LD soon. Can't wait. Getting ahead of myself again, I'm already seeing a decent amount of people asking, should I go for Garnet or Oran? Well, I'm going for both, but if you have to choose between one, I'm going to set my bias aside and set my own personal playstyle aside for the most part, and I'm going to say Oran. Just judging by how much the community loved, I know you're not supposed to compare characters, but just bear with me here, okay? Given how much the community at large loved Gladio, they're going to love Oran too. So that would be my advice for most people if you're not sure what to do. Whether it's between Garnet or Oran, as much as I love you, Garnet, it's got to be Oran. But that's just me. Either I'm getting both anyway. I'm more excited for Garnet because of favoritism, but as far as who's the better investment, it's got to be Oran. Just keeping it real. I mean, just for Boss Rush alone, and not even just his stage, but just the Boss Rush format in general, Oran is going to be godly. I'm just filling up space now. I have nothing else left to say about beating up this purple-haired snake bitch. Like, I've said all that needs to be said, I think. It's just, now we just watch her die. That's where we are. I'm sorry I called her that. That was really inappropriate. Knowing this community, this thing is probably somebody's waifu, and they feel very disrespected right now, so I sincerely apologize. Could you imagine getting canceled for insulting whatever the fuck this thing is? I've cursed a lot in this video, I just noticed. Oh no, look away, I remember this part. It's like I don't know how to reigns. Like, why would I? The twins are already in the chorus just over here, like, what about me? What? I don't know what I was thinking there. I clearly wasn't thinking. But it's in the past. Let's move on from it. Let's forget this ever happened, okay? I'd really appreciate it. Going up. Core is going to lose the Kurosame enchant, but at this point it doesn't matter much. Because the fight's pretty much over and our damage output is good enough anyway. So, not too worried about it. I'm sorry, this snake lady is a dumbass. Like, we've just been beating the shit out of you and killing all of your friends, and you're allowed to take a turn after you do that, and what do you decide to do? Bring your friends back. Why don't you fight? Clearly your friends aren't doing anything, but look, more friends. Oh look, you cleanse debuffs at 3%. A little late on that. I know, we've been deleting the hell out of your turn anyway, but if you're gonna steal turns, this is LUFENIA Plus, you're stealing turns away. You should be able to just act. Maybe do something useful instead of resurrecting more punching bags. Foolish. Well, if you read the enemy description, you'll notice she's not allowed to... Enough. Oh, something else useful that I probably should have mentioned, for those who might not know. Sid Mao and Bart also works very well for this stage. I'm already seeing people do that here. So, if you don't have things like Twins or Cloud of Darkness or Zidane or whatever, just do that. That works out well. But I don't have green Barts. I haven't greened anyone yet. Why haven't you greened anyone yet? What are you waiting for? Why haven't you greened a single person? Why are you asking other people for non-green comps when you have resources to green at least 2 or 3 people? What makes your BT Plus resources more valuable than everyone else's time? Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to slap a like on it. Be sure to subscribe. Don't forget to ring the notification bell. Thanks for watching and peace out.